feel this is a very important development in modern education, because in our modern Eurocentric world, we tend to think of meditation as something for people who want to find mystical experiences or something esoteric, something exotic. Whereas in the ancient traditions of India, the term that we translate as meditation simply means cultivation of the mind. And so in our modern education, we are trained to make a living, to find happiness outside, to succeed. But we have nothing really in terms of learning, being educated, in terms of how to cultivate our own minds, to develop enhanced psychological well-being and health. In our society, there's a great emphasis on physical health, hygiene, exercise, diet, and so that we can be as physically fit as possible. But we have almost nothing to learn how to become mentally fit, mentally healthy, and to find happiness that we cultivate from within rather than always seeking happiness outside. So to recognize there are two types of happiness, that which we can acquire by such things as wealth, power, reputation. But all such happiness is fleeting and it never satisfies. Whereas the great sages of the world, East and West, ancient and modern, recognize there's another type of happiness. We can call it genuine well-being, that is not something we get from the world, it's something we bring to the world. Genuine well-being, through the cultivation of the mind. To recognize that the peace of mind, the mental balance, the harmony, the virtues of the mind, of kindness, empathy, mindfulness, and introspection, these we can bring to the world, and they bring with it a quality of well-being that is sustainable and satisfying, fulfilling. So among the various ways of training the mind in meditation, I think we can all benefit from cultivating greater attention skills for whatever kind of endeavor we want to engage in. Being able to focus with a sense of ease, continuity of attention, clarity of attention. Sustained mindfulness, discerning mindfulness, recognizing within our own mind streams which tendencies are wholesome, are conducive to our own and others' well-being, and which tendencies are afflictive, detrimental, harmful to our own and others' well-being. So the cultivation of attention is absolutely critical, crucial, because without having the ability to pay attention, how can we get an education at all? In terms of developing mindfulness, discerning mindfulness, clearly seeing what is reality presenting to us, and what are we projecting upon reality, and we often conflate the two. Or we may have biases that prevent us from seeing what is in plain sight, but because of a cognitive deficit, we don't see it. Other people do and we can't see it. We have in the last 20 years or so heard of the importance of emotional intelligence, but how to cultivate it, how to cultivate emotional balance, emotional resilience, emotional well-being that can carry us through times of adversity as well as times of felicity. How can we open our hearts to others in a spirit of loving kindness, genuinely caring for others' well-being, caring for others when they're suffering, and wishing for them to be free of suffering and its causes. When we experience them, when we see them experiencing success, virtue, joy, empathetically entering into that with them. And then finally cultivating a quality of impartiality, that we don't simply divide other people into two groups, I like and I don't like, and maybe a third group, indifferent, but cultivate an open heart, clearly caring for others as we care for ourselves. So it's wonderful that there is this program in Contemplative Studies being introduced at the university level. Insights gleaned from such research, such practice, theoretical and experiential, could then be applied right down to the ground, the foundations of modern education for young children, for adolescents, for adults. And it also has enormous implications for mental health, mental well-being. How can we not merely overcome mental illness, but cultivate exceptional mental health and well-being? So I think this is a very important development, and I'm privileged to be able to be part of this university-based program in Contemplative Studies. I hope you'll check it out. I think you may find it very, very beneficial and meaningful.